Kamala Harris on Sunday gave a speech in Florida to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Roe v. Wade decision that was decided on January 22nd, 1973. And our vice president mangled a lot of things, including the Declaration of Independence and how our constitutional republic works. And as usual, I have some things to say about it. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we are the antidote to the daily onslaught of radical woke Marxist propaganda. So the vice president went down to Florida to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Roe v. Wade. Ghouls. But it actually didn't make it to 50 years, right? It only made it to 49 years of bad precedent for the court and the country. In June of 2022, just recently, the Roberts Court overturned Roe through the Dobbs case, right? Okay, so Kamala gave a little speech where she mangled a lot of things. Let's give it a listen.
So we are here together.
Watch her mannerisms.
We collectively believe and know America is a promise. America is a promise. It is a promise of freedom and liberty. Not for some, but for all.
Okay, so what is she saying? We all know she's there to celebrate Roe, right? Abortion. So what is she saying? Is she saying that men have the right to kill their babies, but women do not? What the hell is she talking about? That rights are for all and not for some. So in other words, what right do men have to kill their own babies that women don't have?
A promise we made in the Declaration of Independence.
We did not make a promise in the Declaration of Independence that women could slaughter their own children.
That we are each endowed with the right.
She forgot by our Creator, which is an extremely important part. A bit on that in a minute.
To liberty and the pursuit of happiness.
Now, did you notice she skipped the word? She aborted the word life. It's life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Everybody in the world, including those people that live in those little mud huts, they all know that phrase, but she got rid of the word life. Because what would happen if she said life and then talked about Roe v. Wade and abortion? She would have looked really nuts, not just somewhat nuts, the way she sounds now.
Be clear, these rights were not bestowed upon us.
Right?
They belong to us as Americans.
But you notice she didn't say they're endowed by our Creator. She said the word endowed, but not by our Creator. See, what Jefferson was trying to point out when he wrote that is that we are endowed of our rights from God, not from a king or a monarchy or a president. So it was the first time in world history that man did not bestow rights. So what the founders were saying was that God gives you inalienable rights, self-evident. You don't have to explain it. She doesn't get that. Someone said that she's a lawyer, that she graduated law school. Did she sleep with her professors?
And it is that freedom and liberty that enabled generations of Americans to chart their own course and decide their own future.
Oy vey. So it's here that she just doesn't understand that our Constitution says that the federal government has 18 powers, 18 enumerated powers, or listed, written down, and that's it. Okay? If the federal government wants any additional powers, those all belong to the states, and they have to ask the states for permission through an amendment.
With, yes, ambition and aspiration. Therein lies the strength of our nation.
She's a lunatic.
And since our founding, we have then been on a march forward.
She marched.
To fully realize our promise, to complete the unfinished work to secure freedom and liberty for all.
Who talks like that? To secure freedom and liberty for all. Who talks like that? She's worse than Hillary Clinton. And they all clap. Look, she's either stupid or she's winging it. And at this point, I don't really know which it is. Freedom and liberty doesn't mean that the federal government gets to do anything it wants to do. Okay? It doesn't. There are limitations written all throughout the Constitution, limitations of power on the federal government. The misunderstanding of that most basic fundamental fact about how our constitutional system of government works is what allowed the 1973 court to lie about saying that they found a right to abortion in the Constitution. You can read the Constitution, hold it up to the light, upside down, and pour lemon juice on it, and you still won't find abortion in there. I think it's just horrendous that we have a vice president who doesn't understand the fundamental basics of our constitutional system. She's a lawyer, for goodness sake. She's vice president. She was a senator, for God's sake. I mean, how do you rise to that level and not understand the basic foundation? I mean, she took an oath to protect and defend the Constitution that she doesn't even understand. So now this is even more evidence that Kamala Harris is a buffoon when it comes to government. And unfortunately, I believe very soon she's going to be our president because the big guy, Permanent Washington, said they don't want him anymore. So that's what you got. Okay, that's it. Thanks a lot. Thanks for spending time with us. Check out the links in the description and read our stories. We'll see you in the next one.
Every day I'm looking for a way to return to the time when everything was easy to learn. Don't know when it started to get